And good morning, everyone. The time is now 10 a.m. I want to welcome everyone to another Brooklyn Family Support Service Advisory Council Outreach Update. I'm Christopher D. Greif. I'm the chair of the subcommittee of the Outreach Update. Hope everyone is doing well. We'd like to start. It is now 10 o'clock and want to proceed on our agenda today because we have a lot of things to discuss. As people are coming in, we do appreciate everyone coming in, and we do have a decent numbers. So let me also start as a reminder, happy ADA 32 to everyone. But I want to remind everyone, please keep your microphones on muted. As you're entering the meeting right now, you should be clicking on the first thing is mute your microphones. Your cameras can be on or off, your choice. But as a remind you, not every microphone should be on because then we cause too many noises and causes the system to get an echo. Please follow procedures and the housekeeping rules. We do have the hand raised. Is it available if you're on a computer? If you're on a tablet, please put it in the chat and say, I have a question. So it'll be easier. So I will pay close attention, as well as Deborah Grant, head chair of the Brooklyn Advisory Council as well. And to remind everyone, everything here is the same procedure. Please keep your microphones unmuted. Keep track of your Wi-Fi signal as we are, going on and off noise, a lot of volumes, or as well as Wi-Fi. Please keep your Wi-Fi up. So I want to remind everyone, hand raise is still available. The chat is still available, as well as the microphones are still on, or you must be keeping on mute. So please follow these instructions very carefully. So once again, as I remind everyone, anyone has a question, please raise your hand or please put it into the chat. Once again, I'd like to welcome everyone to another Advisory Council Outreach Update. Again, happy ADA 32 to everyone. Hope everyone enjoyed their 4th of July. Hope they're enjoying the weather we're having. And I hope everyone enjoyed that rain last night. So before I do anything, and we move on to business, before I do anything, do we have any elected official representative here? If you are here, can you please unmute yourself and please identify yourself if you have any updates or information you'd like to share.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I could.
Hi, my name is Christine. I am constituent liaison for Senator Roxanne Prasad. I'm just here to gather information. I'm going to put information in the chat.
Thank you so much, and it's good to see you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other elected officials here representing? Okay. Then I'm going to go up to announcements. So it'll be easier and quicker and easier. So therefore we can get all the good information out there. So if anyone has their hand raised, can do that. I know Sarah Thompson is here. Sarah Thompson, because you have a lot of events coming up. Do you want to do your announcement from the New York City Transit Museum?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Hi, everyone. This is Sarah Thompson. I'm the Special Education and Access Manager at the New York Transit Museum. I did want to highlight that this Thursday, we are having a virtual program, MTA Accessibility System-Wide Initiatives. And I know Sarah Barry is presenting at that, and I know she presented to this group as well.
Please note that today's presentation may be recorded and will soon be available in the culture.
I'm sorry, Sarah, hold on one second. As someone's coming on, maybe that please mute yourself, please, whoever's coming on.
Yeah, so I know Sarah Barry presented about MTA accessibility to this group in the past, and so she'll be doing something similar with us. So in case you missed it, you can catch it on Thursday at 6. Or if you really liked it, like I did, and then recommended that the museum do it, let your colleagues know if they hadn't been able to catch it. I will put the information to register for that online program in the chat. We also have some other virtual programs coming up, such as virtual summer escape to Coney Island, a virtual book talk, Beneath the Streets, Uncovering the Secrets of the New York Transit Museum. So we're still doing a lot online if you're not able to just visit the museum in person. And so I'll just put all those links in the chat, and we hope you can join us for some virtual fun.
Thank you, Sarah, and it's good to hear from you. Sarah?
Thanks, Chris. It's good to be here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Dolores Kahn, you had your hand up. Dolores Kahn, to remind you, you are still muted and you need to unmute. Dolores Kahn, you had your hand up. You want to make your announcement? Because I cannot hear you or see you. We did have Linda. Linda, do you want to make your announcement?
Sure. So I'm Lynn Decker. I'm with Independent Consumer Advocacy Network. I put most of my announcement in the chat. The main thing I wanted to let folks know is I'm going to be doing a presentation next Friday morning on the FIDA IDD option for people who have Medicare in addition to Medicaid and are served by OPWDD. And one of the things I'm going to be discussing in that presentation is a change in the way that any other adult who needs to make a new application for home care, such as consumer-directed personal care or traditional personal care, there's a change in the procedures to apply now called the New York Independent Assessor. I can counsel people, well, I'll be explaining how we believe that is supposed to work and be counseling people on issues that we think arise with that. For folks who are here, what that means is adults over 18 who are new applicants for home care. They're not going to start out with a physician order. They're going to start out with a call to an outfit that's going to make an appointment with you to assess you. Children, people under 18, are still going to apply the old way, starting out with a physician order. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Linda. Dolores Kahn, did you get your...
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you and see you.
I don't know why. The internet must be slow or something because I'm having trouble with the feature.
It's also reminds you. It's heat. B, your Wi-Fi being updated.
Because it took a long time just to unmute. Thank you for your patience. My name is Doris Kahn, and I'm the outreach coordinator for NYSID. NYSID has updated their forms and also updated their venue list for outings. And I wanted to say that anyone who's interested in our family outings and entertainment events can call Sarah Alton at 718-494-6457, or you can email Sarah at salton@nysidinc.org. For these events, NYSID provides transportation for residents who live in the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Staten Island. In addition, for transportation, you have to fill out a NYSID application and a car service request form. We also provide transportation for medical appointments. There are new forms for this, and I will put them in the chat. I will also send them to your website, to the Brooklyn Family Support Service Advisory Council website, because we have new forms now for our application and also for reimbursement. NYSID, besides this, we also provide free evaluations for those individuals seeking OPWDD eligibility who do not have Medicaid. And for interested in that, contact Elizabeth Sunshine at 917-699-6457. We also provide crisis management services for families who live in the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Queens. And for this, you contact Juliet Hawkins, 917-524-4856. Or you can email Juliet at jhawkins@nicetinc.org for more information. Reimbursement for goods and services in camp goes through Jackie Tripodi at 929-202-1115, or you can email her jtripodi@nicetinc.org. For I am sure all agencies will have the same. There's a new form for reimbursement only put out by OPWDD, and just for reimbursement, that form has to be filled out. The other things that I mentioned, the evaluations or recreation or transportation, you can use the regular update in NICE form. I'm gonna put these forms in the chat and also give them to your website. Thank you. And I hope everybody takes advantage of our recreation and venue list now for the summer. Some nice things opened up. Okay, thank you.
Dolores, this is Chris. There's a question by the head chairperson, Deborah Wright. Deborah, go ahead.
Hi, Doris. First of all, thank you so much that you show up to everything. The information you share is fantastic. It's just one thing I'm asking. I know you send us all your information, but I'm trying to also help the other borough chairs. But if you can just also let us, I know there's certain programs that are just unique only to say the Bronx, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, and Manhattan. Please send that to us also so we can put it on the chat, our website, I apologize. Because especially now that reimbursement has changed in how it's done. And we do help the other boroughs just by having the information on. No, I don't process anything, but I would like just to make sure, because the way you announce it's fantastic. What you've done is great, but it's just to help the other boroughs, because it's, there are times they click on us or we click on there, but I
will send you that information to your website. I do want to say we were told that this new application for reimbursement from OPWDD is going to be changing. So right now it's dated July 2022. That's the application we have, but it might change in September, just so everybody should know. They shouldn't think, why'd she send us this? It's not the right one. But that's what was given to us, and we know that there'll be changes down the line because there were many agencies that had questions and families that had objections to it. So it's going to be revised again.
Yes, we do know, because there were a lot of complaints statewide as well as local.
Right.
But I want everybody to know, because one of the program you just mentioned, I understood it's for Brooklyn, the Bronx, and Staten Island. I want to make sure that also the others know is also we do get a lot of care coordinators coming onto our website. So I just want them to understand certain things are just geared for one borough, and we'll let them know who to contact for each borough. But that helps us also to have all that great information. Please understand, it's not you who's changing everything. There's been a lot of issues and complaints. They want things more clearer, explain better for reimbursement. Also, they have to realize we families, as well as the providers and care coordinators who used to be MSCs too, are used to doing reimbursement one way. So when you have to start something new, it's not easy. So I appreciate what you're saying. We understand things are going to be constantly updated. Just when you get the updates sent to you, just let us know, and even if we get it, we'll make sure it's attached to your announcements too. So I just want you to know we appreciate it, and thank you very much for sharing. You come to everything we have. We thank you. Please send our regards to your whole staff, and please stay for the summer. Thank you.
Yeah.
And one more thing, not just you, Doris. Lynn Decker, thank you very much for showing up, and I appreciate your information. It's very important. So I want to thank you, and also Sarah Thompson. Okay. Do you have anything else you have to bring up, Doris?
That's it for now.
Thank you.
I'm going to put it in the chat, the information and the forms, and I'll send it to your website. But right now, if anybody
Dolores, this is Chris. Just to remind you, you need to email it to the advisory email, and then it will be updated as of Friday.
Right. Okay.
Just want to remind everyone. Just want to move on.
All the forms have dates on it now.
Duly noted.
So if it says July 22, that's from July 22, and that if you have something from 21, then disregard it because it's not acceptable now. Right. It's all, you have to make sure the date on the form is recurrent.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to say this, so noted. Let me move on. Thank you, Doris. If anyone has a question for Dolores, you can please just put it into the chat with her. Let me move on because I know we have the Brooklyn Public Library. Ms. Richardson, and you have any announcements?
Can you hear me? Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Hi, good morning, everybody. The announcement basically is what we, Kerry sent out already to you for the month of, for the month of August. August 4th, we have a workshop. Do you want me to put the stuff in the, one second. Do you want me to put it?
That will be appreciated. It'll be appreciated.
Okay. I'm going to put all the information. August 4th, we have an explicit vocabulary instruction for families, and that's going to be in person at the Brooklyn Public Library Trustees Room. So we're going to be doing an in-person workshop, and also, one second. July 21st, we're having our usual garden adventures. So that's what we have. We have the garden adventures, which is going to be Facebook Live, where we have a guest gardener talking about garden stuff, reading books, and then doing a garden program. And then August 4th, we have an explicit vocabulary instructions for family. It's going to be, the time that it's going to happen at the trustees room is going to be from 10 o'clock until 11 a.m. And it's going to be an in-person. And it's basically supporting vocabulary development at home. I will put the registration link and all the other information in the chat for everyone to see.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Nick from PHP, do you have an announcement?
Hello, how are you? Yeah, I put my information in the chat if anyone wants to contact me about Partners Health Plan. We, are looking to enroll people, and we're still a Medicare, Medicaid plan. And for 2023, we're going to improve our non-emergency medical transportation program, which brings people door to door for medical services. It's currently in place. That's one of our perks of our plan, but we're going to have a new vendor for that to improve overall services for our people in our plan. So let me know if you have any questions.
If anyone has any questions for Nick, you can always, he has his information on the chat. Please make sure that you put that in, please. And I know, okay. Thank you, Nick. Can you just redo it again just to make sure? Because I know a lot of people are putting announcements on the chat.
Sure.
Thank you. And can you please email us that information so we make sure it's added to our website?
Okay.
Thank you. Let me I know ACS is here. I know they're having trouble with their microphones. If Cliff or Carly, if you have any information, can you just put it in the chat? We know you're here, guys, from ACS. I see you're having a little microphone issue, but we'll just say good morning to you guys. Again, all the information is on the chat, so please make sure you guys write it down, and we'll just go from there. Now, I do want to welcome the two DDRO staff, Janet Janet Davis and Angela Blades, welcome. Hope your 4th of July are going well.
Thank you, Chris.
Outcomes are created by the team.
Not a problem. Okay, guys, let's just make sure. Nope, I think we're good. So now I'm going to move on to our agenda, to the special announcement. So therefore, it gives everyone a chance to ask this question: what is such a special announcement? Well, the first special announcement, which everyone will, before I go there, always make sure everyone, if you have some new information, please make sure you email it to us at yahoo.com. Some of you have did already. I thank you. It is starred, and it will be updated on the website. Now, let me just move my screen as we are all doing a little. Now, our special announcement is not just 8832. For the last few months, as you're aware, the DDRO did move, and our phone systems were all, changed and being fixed. So we want to announce the new Brooklyn Advisory Council's office number. So everyone, please write this down when I get ready to put this on. This is the new phone number: 718-264-5084. This is the new Advisory Council's number for the Borough of Brooklyn, and this will be added on the website later on. And this will be sent out to remind everyone. And I think everyone's going to go, "Oy." Well, oy. It's a little more easier, and I have to say, starting up a voice message and everything, very easy. As I do technology, so that was the easiest thing. It's a little more ADA accessible for me, but at least it would get it done quicker and faster if you follow the steps and everything. But to remind everyone, we do check the voice messages from the hours of 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Monday to Friday. We do not check voice messages on weekends or holiday, but we do get back to you. So I'd like to remind everyone, still continue emailing us, Facebook as well. We do check our Twitter once in a blue moon, but we do. But I remind you, a lot of information is available on our website, and email lets you know when the meetings are coming up. Right now, there is no DD joint meetings during the summer because some of us are just going, or some of us are just getting ready for the fall when we have to deal with things and issues. So, as a reminder, everyone, this is the new phone number, and this is for everyone. Please put that in. And this will be emailed again, and again. So, this is the special announcement. And it's not just 8832, but to remind you, please make sure you visit our website always with our information. We are not announcing right now subcommittee dates or the joint meeting because right now we're not meeting in July. Well, the only meeting we're meeting is us, but the DD is not meeting yet. Those information will be available when it comes available, and we will let you guys know. So please always check our website for any updates, including follow our news update for any information, as well as finding out some information. Maybe there's some new stuff that we've been putting in. And at the same time, as a lot of you put your announcements in, we do put that into our events and training page. Any new stuff we have to put in, which we do, which Deborah will be explaining the 507 by order by the Albany to make sure this information goes out. But I'm going to remind everyone, since we are still getting ready to switch from the reduced fare MetroCard to the Omni reduced fare, we remind you to please make sure your information is up to date. You can always do it online, which you can just make it easy for yourself. Just Google reduced fare Omni, OMNY, and all of a sudden you click on it, you'll get all the information that you need to study. This will be easy for everyone, including group homes, day have programs, anything. It's not just for people with disabilities, but this is also for seniors as well. And we want to remind you that, please, make sure you update your information. If you have not updated your information, or they're saying there's some information missing, I'm guessing emails, please visit our website and go into the transportation page and get the page 1. And make sure all your information only on that page is up to date. So therefore, you are fully up to date. If you have Accessorize already and you have an email with them, you can combine it with your Omni. Because Accessorize will have the Omni part as well on that. So just to remind you. Before I go to questions, Deborah Wright, Chair of the Advisory Council, would like to add something in about the ADA 32 event. Deborah?
Just a moment.
I can hear you. You just muted.
Thank you, Christopher. Everybody should know that 32 years ago, when former President Bush, the father of George Bush, they passed, and it was unanimous, the American with Disability Act. That is a fantastic thing that happened to people with disabilities. It didn't matter what type. It was a wonderful thing that was passed 32 years ago. This means that we, parents of children with disabilities, we could be disabled too, but we had a lot of venues opened and help. I mean, if you think about when it first happened, it was very hard to independently travel most places. You had trouble getting in and out of places. There was not truly enough accessible transportation. So I'm not going to go to the whole thing, but how it's such a, if you think now, how now we have stations with ramps that are correct grades. We have elevators. We have accessory, which has been improving, because when you see something wrong and you tell them, they are making every effort to fix it, as well as our transit system, and we have accessible bus fleet. So this makes life a lot easier for persons with disabilities and the family members. So there are going to be different venues across New York City, as well as probably the country, but we live in New York. So we will be having, Brooklyn Public Library will have events listed. We also know that our mayor, every year, they honor people at City, well, it's not City Hall, they hold it at Gracie Mansion. At the moment, we are not sure who's being honored, but we're looking forward to it. But we're also looking forward to that they're hearing us and listening. Because when you bring up issues now with issues of accessibility to your local elected officials, they do help you the best they can. So I want everyone to enjoy the 32nd year of the American with Disabilities Act. Please do not forget to advocate for it. Why? Because we don't want it to go backwards, like a certain few other things, which I'm not mentioning, and everybody understands what I'm saying. We need to make sure that the ADA is kept in existence, but even more, it becomes even stronger. We need to make sure that all venues are accessible, that people are educated on disability etiquette, because it is important for them to show us the courtesy and to understand. Give a basic example. If you see, when someone uses a wheelchair, you don't talk to their aide, you talk to the person. That's using a wheelchair does not make you not able to talk or think. You're using the wheelchair because you cannot walk, or you're limited on how long, and you would like the freedom to be able to go out. You're not bound to the chair. You're using the chair as your mobility device. Also, it's not appropriate to touch a person's wheelchair or walker or cane unless they give you permission. These are certain things that we need to push for. We also need to make sure that the New York City DOE shows and teaches the children about disability etiquette, as well as we need to make sure the elected officials put it more into law, because we need to be treated correctly with respect and kindness. Now, with that, and now also I'd like to say 2 weeks approximately right after the 4th of July, we had a wonderful ADA 32 celebration. I was kind of sad that we didn't have enough artists, but I thank one artist who showed so many things. His name was Rodney Hankins, and he showed all his artwork and explained all that he did. But we also had a wonderful surprise. We had two wonderful surprises. The first one, as you hear us say, Q, who used to be the chief of accessibility in the New York City Department of Transportation. Now, Q, whose real name is Quamel Ario, is the chief officer for disability in the MTA. That includes Long Island Railroad, the nice bus, no, not the nice buses, I hope, Accessori, the regular MTA, when I mean our subways and buses.
Long Island Railroad, Metro North, subways and buses.
This is, and he appeared, he spoke, and he's also very happy that we're all advocating together to maintain accessibility. Also, we're trying to get Metro North to have what Long Island Railroad has, Long Island Cares, that make sure that persons with disabilities can get on and off the trains. So we were very, very pleased. And then our biggest surprise, and we were so happy, was Andy Byford, who, as you know, was the president of the MTA, who put together the Fast Forward to put together that no more than 2 stations apart, I'm talking about subways, will be truly accessible. And he also was pushing for true accessibility. And I have to say, Long Island Railroad has very few stations that are not accessible. And we're pushing that for the same for the Metro North. So it was a wonderful surprise. He also showed us some of the Elizabeth station lines, a new line. And he told us that he met the Queen. And he was so excited to see us, and he sends his regards. So we missed everybody. We wish more of you would have been here. We know many of your artists who have shown their artwork. So maybe we'll be having it in the next few months. Well, with that, I will now bring up about the 507 plan quickly.
Not so fast. We have to wait if anyone has any questions first. Let's slow down. Follow the agenda. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about not just what Deborah just said, but as well as, does anyone have any questions on the new phone number or anything on that? Okay, since no one else has a question, then we'll just move on as scheduled to our next part, which Deborah will see me switching my screen in just a second, as Deborah is going to be discussing the 507 draft plan statewide, as we just got some new updates, even for the Bronx, just came in. That's available now on the website, so I will switch screens. Deborah, you want to give a little briefer what's been going on statewide also, since I changed the screen? And you're muted.
Okay, good morning. Hello again. As the Brooklyn rep to the Family Support Service Advisory Council statewide, we have been discussing the 507 plan. It is how do I say? We were not totally happy that there was not enough, in our feelings, discussions for family support services listed in the 507 plan. Our chairperson for the statewide, Chris Pelagia, did testify in the Rochester area, because he's out in the Western region, Region 1, and brought up this issue. He did a fantastic testimony. And we've also had other members, a lot of our members. I'll be testifying in the Bronx. No, I'm sorry, not Bronx, Brooklyn. I like the Bronx too, that's why. But what our concern is, you see, we know there are budget issues. We also have the issues with, because of COVID, we have issues with the staffing for our direct care staff. We also know that we need to have more family support programs. There's a lot of things we need to support the families. So each of us have decided we will all testify, but also send in many of our testimonies, because you're only given approximately 2 minutes to talk. In 2 minutes, you can't always get your point across quickly. So each of us we're going to appear in person, because now they've insisted we do that. But we found that there will be in August 2 virtual sessions. Many of the statewide members are signing up for that, to make sure also that if they had to get more points across, because as you know, it's summertime and a lot of our members may be on vacation. So thankfully for emails, we've been able to keep in touch, because we're all going to testify and send in our comments. It's very important for OPWD to understand the toll it takes on families when we have to care for our children. It's not just also physical, it's financially. Many times we have been left in credit card debt. We also have issues when some staff whether it's from sometimes, and I'm not attacking them, but sometimes the care coordinators used to go with the MSCs, and some of the agencies don't realize, since our children were diagnosed with their disabilities before the age of 22, they qualify that if whichever parent of theirs retires, goes on disability, retires, or passes away, the child can collect and does start to collect under their parent's Social Security number. If the parent, who ends up making also more money than the other parent, once they start to claim their benefits, the child is then transferred to that Social Security number of the parent. That does not mean that the children cannot keep their Medicaid waiver. They can, as long as they don't make more money by making more than $1. Now, a very important thing we're very pleased about is that the ARC nationwide, in New York City, we know it is AHRC, are advocating that we have our elected officials, especially the federal, to raise the income levels for Social Security, especially the SSI benefits, the Social Security disability insurance, and also raise the income level so that our children can work if they choose to, or if it's appropriate for them. We don't want our children to lose their Medicaid. Now, New York State does have a program that if you're under $1,500 in income, they will cover the Part A and B of the chart for Medicare for the children. So what Lynn was explaining, and what she will explain, is how to apply. And I'm very pleased she'll be doing that. But we need to all advocate, whether you are a parent, family member, work. It also does affect you personally. We need to raise the income levels and the requirements for the Social Security benefits. It is a very important piece, because this way, 99% of people with disabilities, all types, live in poverty. And it's not helpful. And to get truly accessible housing is very expensive and very hard to find. We need to advocate together. Now, before I end something, I want everybody to remember this is the most very important part. Since our children will be known as DACs, that disabled adult child, or as an adult child survivor, they will, and when I said before, they don't collect under their Social Security number, but they collect under their parents. If you see the number and you don't recognize it, but if you see a C1 or C2, that means it's the parent Social Security number. I do know that the field revenue field support, when Milton Erdfarb used to work there, always would talk to any of the care coordinators or agency personnel to check for the individuals, to tell them, yes, they've been changed. So that means you don't send the family to do Medicaid spend down. That's only time they'll do that is if the child makes so much more money than either parent, then they may have to do it. And that's why we're advocating for the changes. But please don't send them to the Medicaid office. If you do, don't go to the ones in the local part. You go only to the main one. You email them but you try to first contact Field Revenue Field Support. I believe Wanda's still working there, but it's very important you contact them first. You don't want the parent to have to pay for their child's services on credit cards. That's what puts 99% of parents into credit card debts who have children with developmental or other disabilities. So I'm asking you to please, also you can announce this or put it in writing and send it to the 507 plan. Why? If you, OPWDD has these work programs, wonderful. But if the income levels for Social Security, which are not covered or administered by OPWDD, but by the federal government, we will see this problem keep recurring, and it'll be a vicious cycle of credit card debts for our families. It is very frustrating. And if you know this, that if the child's found working, makes more money, the next month before you know, they pull the money back. And that will affect the rent because they're living together. And also you don't want them affected if they're in a residence. We want them to be able to work, but not affect their medical coverage and other services that are paid by Medicaid. Remember, our children also have pre-existing health conditions. So please, if you have issues, please make sure you let your care coordinator know. You two have to work together to see and check the latest award letters. You can go online to Social Security and check your child's, if the child is collecting under you, the mother or father. That's very important. Now, Christopher's put up also about where the next plans, the 507 plan hearings will be. In Manhattan, it's going to be August 2nd from 1 to 3 at the Interagency Council, 150 West 30th Street. It's New York, New York, and there is a Manhattan flyer out. Brooklyn is going to be at the Hartshire Brooklyn Day App. It will be August 2nd, but will be then from 6 to 8 p.m. The Bronx is going to do theirs on August 3rd, 9:30 to 11:30 at 2400 Halsey Street in the Bronx. And yes, you can appear at Westchester, August 3rd, 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. You also can, you can register as Chris shows you, but also if you feel physically you're not able to go or you're not comfortable, you can sign up for their virtual, but I would say email. Because on August 15th, it will be virtual. It's going to be from 2 to 4 p.m. And on August 16th, it's going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. I would love everybody put in your thoughts, feelings. They need to understand that they are open and receptive, because we need to let them know what help and services they get. This is a requirement. Every few years, OPWDD and all the O agencies have to do a comprehensive 507 plan. So you need to also let them know. Also, we need to let them know that we want more, that because we never know when they're going to call for another emergency because of COVID or any other form of contagious diseases, that they give us the options of always being, and this is for all O agencies, that we can meet virtually and members will not be penalized. So these are very important things that we fellow statewide members are working together. Our chairperson, Chris Pelagia, is working very hard because we understand that COVID has not completely been cured or fixed in there. Every once in a while it goes up and down. So we want to make sure everyone's safe. Also, you never know when you have childcare issues because of what the pandemic brought on. But it's very important that we all participate and work together so we can keep OPWDD as a viable agency that gives the services needed. I just want everyone to know that when the advisory with the Brooklyn DD Council does resume meetings, where it's staying as virtual, we will feel that it's a lot easier and safer for us. We can get more things done this way, because we know that due to the pandemic that sometimes you're asked to be at 2 to 3 different meetings. So this way we're trying to see that everybody will be able to participate, and that we can continue doing our great advocacy work together. If anybody has any questions for me, please ask. No questions.
Once again, folks, does anyone have any questions about the 507 plan? Because I know some of you guys have questions.
Remember something, it's not just only talking about family support services, it's talking about adult day have. It's talking about seeing that we have an educational liaison from OPWDD with the Department of Education or statewide ed to make sure our children are transitioned correctly, first from preschool or early intervention to preschool to primary school, which is from kindergarten to like 5th, 6th grade, depends on the parts the date you're in, junior high and high school, and then when you're ready to leave. But you want to make sure that all your transition plans are written out correctly. Also, residential, different types of residential, whether it's from the traditional, usually residential / group home, or supported apartments, or the child ends up keeping their parents' apartment, co-op, condo, or house, and their sibling or another friend comes live with them. We have to let OPWDD know different options. We also have to make sure that they improve and have more access to good health care, especially dental care, which is very hard for our individuals to get because it's very hard for them to sit still, or the pain they experience. We need LPWDD because we need to let them to know how they should advocate for us when our children also collect Medicaid or Medicare, Medicaid. Also for pharmacy, there's so many different recreation. There are so many things that we need to let OPWDD know, because remember, our children, their disabilities stay for life. This is not where one moment you're cured, you're fixed and cured. There's no such thing as that. So you need to let OPWDD know that it frustrates you if you feel that too many times you have a change in care coordination, or there's not enough staff so you can have in-home respite or have a respite worker take your child somewhere out because you can't. You have to work or do something else with another family member. Your child needs certain skills to learn, ComHab, and no matter how hard you try and you've been patient and understanding, but your child just doesn't want to get it. So you need help with someone who's not related, who's a professional that can help figure ways. But also something more important, we need more intense funding for our START program. Our children may have mental and emotional illnesses that are combined with their developmental disability, but they don't, the way MH does it, which is mental health, they keep forgetting that 99.75% of our children have a guardian or someone who has to act as their advocate or rep pay your spokesperson. START, at least, it includes the whole family. So we need to have more funding, more help, so this program can be expanded, so more families who have children with challenging behaviors or other issues that could happen, that we will be able to get the true help we need. So these are many issues that you can advocate for through OPWDD for our children. Is there anything else that you see explains how the schedules will go? They're meeting with us, and then they're going to check the feedback, and they'll release to what, eventually we'll get a finalized plan, hopefully in the fall. So it is on the Advisory Council's website, as well as, of course, OPWDD's website. So if anybody has any questions or concerns, now's the time to ask me.
Christina from State Senator Roxanne Passat, do you have any questions?
I just want to, so all elected official staff, please let your bosses know about the issues and problems many of our families are having, and we need the funding and the help so that the services can be applied correctly for our families. It's really for our individuals, but you know, the parents are the number one caregiver, and we need the help. Do you have any other questions or concerns?
I don't, but I do plan to take the information back to my senator. As you know, she's the chair of social services, so these issues are very important to her, which is why I'm here to represent. So I'm just, taking everything in so I can have a report back.
Well, if you also would like to meet with me at another time, we can. I understand your schedule and her schedule very much, but I do appreciate to know social services, because we do have lots of issues. Lots.
Yes.
So I appreciate one we can, because it would take me 2 hours to explain everything, and I don't want to do that.
Understood. If you'd like, you can also email me on the side.
I will.
To follow up, for sure.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me repeat this question again. Does anyone have any questions regarding anything regarding registration of the 507 plan? Because right now, as you see, this is all the information. This information is available on the website, and it should be shared to all the families, to all your elected officials, as well as, everyone should be sharing this information and remind you. So therefore, no one can say I didn't say this. We do have it in different language, online forms. They're available right here. And as Deborah mentioned, the email, it is plan@opwd.ny.gov. You can email it. It's going to say, yes, it's due by July 29th, but we might hear an extension because of the 2 other public virtual meetings. So just to remind everyone, and I'm putting this into the chat at the same time that you see this here is available. And it's extremely important. I hope anyone has a question on this. And I know ACS, if you have a question, I know your microphone is not working. Can you put your question into the chat and I'll just read it? Here you go.
Chris, I just want to, I'm trying to get in touch with the chairperson, Chris Pelagia said there was an extension of the emergency in reference to COVID about meetings. So we're trying to find out what's going on. As soon as we find out, it'll be sent out in an email and also be placed on the Facebook. I'm sorry, Facebook, the website, and Facebook too. We're waiting for clarification.
Yeah, you're talking about that. That is information that's to be announced the end of the week. So that's something we're right now, because there's too much mixed communication. That's to be determined. I know, I saw it.
Yes, but I want everybody to know that the statewide advisory is aware of it. We members are aware. We're waiting. Our chairperson has agreed to find out the information. As once we find out, then we will get back to everyone. So the reason why I'm mentioning it is before it goes out, everyone says, you didn't say anything. I only know that they're investigating to see what is it requirement of and what will be happening or not happening. We're trying to find out, will we be allowed to hold, for the 507 plans, are we allowed to meet in person, or are we going to have to meet by virtual? We're trying to find out. We realize the amount of problems there are when it comes to COVID. It's easily spread, and a lot of our children, as well as family members, have compromised immune systems. So as soon as we find out we will share this with everyone. I will also set it up with the statewide members who have testified already, if they'll put their testimony on our websites, since it is a public record now. So if anyone else has any other questions for me, if not, please, I hope everyone first have a safe and healthy summer. Stay cool with the heat. And I'm just saying me, but please also, if you can't attend any of these meetings, please write a few things.
One second, Madam Chair. Hold on a second. There's someone's microphone is on, and I want to make sure we hear you clearly. Because now I'm hearing a lot of backbeat, and I do need to check the microphone. Unless someone has a question, needs to say something. Yeah, there is someone's microphone. Hold on. That one just muted. Okay. Therefore, no one. Okay, whoever was speaking must have muted themselves. Thank you. But, Madam Chair, can you please unmute yourself because I muted?
Okay, I'm unmuted. Okay, as I said, which is very important, I understand if you physically cannot make it to these events, hearing. I understand there could be child care issues, whatever, but please email a comment in. It's very important that they hear your voices, even if it's just a line or two saying, I want you to keep family support services funded. We need more direct care staff personnel that are trained and paid well. Anything that's important to you that you know affects you, being a caregiver to your child who has, or family member who has developmental disabilities, is very important. You don't realize even just one sentence makes a difference. And we need all the help and support that we can have and do it together. So I can't emphasize this enough. And before I go off, I want to thank Angela Blades as our family support coordinator, but I want to give a special thanks to Janet Davis for all the years that you've helped and guided, not just myself, but the other chairs, and especially in Manhattan, but the guidances that we've always been able to get from you. We appreciate everything you've done for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Deborah.
It's my pleasure. I appreciate, because when I started as a greenhorn, I had Cal and Era helping me. You also helped too. Because Pete, you all helped me. So I appreciate it very much. Because as you know, it's not easy being a parent of a child with developmental disability or having a sibling who may have more than one disability. So I thank you. So do you have anything you want to bring up or announce?
No, I think you covered everything.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry, Deborah. One last thing is that with the new ADM for family reimbursement, I hope that the agencies are letting parents know that it has changed. So parents aren't going out and expending dollars on an item or a service to find out they're not going to be reimbursed for it. So for those of you who use family reimbursement in all the boroughs, specifically Brooklyn, just know that pick an agency and speak to them about what the new application is and how to go about everything. Because again, I want parents to be informed about the new program. That's it.
Thank you very much, Janet. You're right. That is a very important thing, because especially some of our old timers like me, we're used to filling out the reimbursement form a certain way, and with the receipts and everything. So I understand that there's going to be changes. That's why also I mentioned with Doris to please send in, when you send it, not just our borough, because I do help the other boroughs. many times the Bronx, because I know Tina Vale's on. Hi, Tina.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that Tina's hand is up as well as Dolores Kahn, but Dolores Kahn has her hand up.
Yeah,
okay,
I want to just clarify something, Deborah.
Sure.
To send an email with something that you want about the 507 plan, do you have to register first and then send your email? Or can you just send an email without, just send an email off to planning@opwd.newyork.gov?
Yes, that's right. You don't have, if you want to testify,
you would
have to. If you want to appear or be on, because they're going to give you the option of saying, do you want to speak or not speak? Because when I registered, and I registered for Brooklyn, and somehow I got into Queens, don't know how, but I said, I want to speak for Brooklyn, in Brooklyn, because I am the chair in the advisory for Brooklyn. And I've collected a lot of parents have told me things they would like me to try to get in. Realizing I only have 2 minutes, I'll be sending regular email blasts to it to make sure they understand. And anybody can make a comment. You don't even have to have a family member.
Okay.
You don't have to. Only if you want to appear. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Tina, I see you. Are you
Tina,
there still, dear?
Yes. Tina, you can unmute.
Okay. I know she's here.
She just put something in the chat. She said, I didn't raise my hand. Yes, you did, because I have it on record you came in. So, do you want to add anything?
Talking about the 507 plan and the reimbursement ADM. Okay, you must be having certain technical issues, which we totally understand. But I do appreciate that you should come. She's having trouble with unmuting, Chris?
No, she's unmuted, but I think her volume level is too low. She's got to put up the volume. She might be double muted from the computer end.
All right, Tina, pump up your volume. Okay, once you get some, patiently waiting, okay. Is there anybody else who raised their hands or just Tina?
Just Dolores did, but does anyone else have... Yeah, and I just want to remind everyone, it's on the chat too. If you don't want to attend, you can put your testimony onto that email. That is available also on our website. As I repeat this again, the information on 507 plan is located in 2 locations: the news update page, as well as events and training page. So please make sure that you do register as that. If you want to speak, you still have time. And as Tina can hear me, they just added the Bronx address. And I think that's the Bronx Metro office, I think it is, because that looks kind of familiar to me. But I remind everyone, please pass the word out to everyone in the families as well. And I encourage that as we do as Deborah mentioned earlier, we celebrate the ADA 32. Do a little something to celebrate an American Disability Act. That could be a person with a disability, senior, a veteran, any person. July 26th is the ADA 32. It is a day of celebration because we have gotten things accomplished. And we will get accomplished if we all stick together. So does anyone else have any additional questions? ACS, I know your microphone's not working. Do you have any questions that you want to put it into the chat? And Tina, you can put also your information onto the chat. I'll give them a few seconds.
All right, but I also want to, while she's doing that, Tina, I just also want to thank Tina for something very important that I was remiss. I should have said before. When we did our art show, I want to the advisory, we in Brooklyn use Ring Central. Tina, the Bronx advisory, uses Zoom. Thank you, Tina. Because of your help by co-hosting with us, we were able to get our special guest star, Andy Byford, in, because you can't use Ring Central if you want somebody from another country. Just Zoom does it. So I want to thank you that you helped us so that we were able to have a successful appearance by Mr. Andy Byford. So I want to thank you, and I wanted to be on public record, and I'm glad you can hear that. So now I am complete. If anybody doesn't have any other questions for me or anything,
No,
Chris, you want to
I'll just say to everyone, since we are done and it's 11:06, I'd like to want to wish everyone a happy summer, happy ADA 32. Please enjoy the weather, stay cool, and always please drink plenty of fluids. And yes, still wear your mask on the accessorized buses and subway as well. As I'm going to wish everyone, and don't forget, next week is ADA 31. I know I saw Sarah Thompson saying thank
32.
you. 30.
20.
Yeah.
31.
And
32.
just to remind everyone, please make sure there are some events coming up regarding the ADA 32. We should have more information coming in. If anyone does have an event that they want us to share, please send it in by this Friday so we can add it to the website. And note the new phone number, which some of you did come in a little late. The new number, which I will call up right here, is 718, and I'll just say it by voice, it's going to be quicker. 718-264-5084. And to remind you, this line does get checked 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday, not on weekends and not on holidays. So please, everyone, reminding you, please go to our email, go onto our website, go onto Facebook. On behalf of the Advisory Council Outreach Update, everyone, have a great day. And Tina, if you hear from me, give me a holler on the phone. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great summer.
Thank you. Have a good summer. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye,
Janet.
everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Take care. Enjoy your summer, Chris.
Thank you, Zadine Richardson.
I didn't see you, Deborah. Hi, Chris. Can you put me on the email? Because usually, Kerry will send me the link. I'm not on your email.
Now I see Tina. Hi, Tina.
I don't know what's wrong. I will try to add you into the email, but just letting everyone know that every email I try to send out, I'll add you to the email. Same time I send Karen.
I can't hear anything.
Okay, my email is just zrichardson@bklynlibrary.org.
You went too fast for him, Zadina.
It's not working.
Oh, sorry.
Tina, I see you now and hear you.
It's Z Richardson.
Can you put it in the chat, because then I can get